Vechain has moved up over 100% since the 23rd of January. In today's video, I am jumping into some brief technical analysis on the VET token and where I think Vechain could be going next. Let's roll that intro and get right down into it. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another altcoin update. And today we are taking a look at Vechain. Vechain has been on an absolute tear. We kind of covered this off yesterday. JB did some fantastic technical analysis showing you the potential for this Vechain move before it actually happened. And we can start to see this break to the upside. I'm just going to come in here and show you an alternative view to kind of the Elliott wave theory, fantastic TA that JB does. I'm going to show you a more easy to understand version of that, still with the same kind of insights with some more potential to the upside for the VET token. So here I've drawn on a horizontal line. This horizontal line essentially shows you where the areas of resistance were for Vechain, right? So we can see here we have some resistance all around our line. Okay, this essentially is showing us and depicting, you know, areas of significance, right? So our line coming in here at approximately 3.247 cent, right? We can see this is an area of heavy resistance on one occasion, two occasions, three occasions, four occasions, and what we've gone and done here is broken out of this range. It's been fantastic to kind of see. Okay, so we had this breakout situation here. Now the other thing I want to kind of highlight to you guys is that this actually is a really interesting structure. I was looking at it, I was thinking to myself, is there a way of trying to articulate this as some kind of like head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulder pattern? And it is possible. I'll go ahead and just remove that line for now and show you kind of the potential for this. So I'm just going to take this area just over here. And I'm going to roughly draw in this this horizontal line. Okay, so this essentially, well, it's more of a trend line, but anyway, this essentially could potentially be a head and shoulder pattern that would look more like this. And we basically broke that neckline, right? I mean, it's an interesting one. Now, from here, we can, of course, measure our low, which happened down here, to our high, which was right there we go, we can get it, and we could see this potentially moving up again up to this area just on this high range at around 7.3 cent. I'm going to leave that just there for a second, right? Because there's another way of also looking at this market without the head and shoulder pattern, and it comes to a very similar number. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and this time remove this off of the chart. Now, we also have the ability to look at this through a cup and handle situation right here as well. So here's our cup, and if I grab another arc here, you can see we have our little handle just here, and this has another breakout. This breakout would be measured from the depth of our cup up to the peak once again. Okay, in a very similar way that you see with our inverse head and shoulder pattern, but this one would be measured on the Fibonacci scale instead, right? So if I go ahead and put the Fibonacci sequence on here, the retracement tool, with the extensions, our cup and handle would target out the 1.618 area, okay, of the Fibonacci extensions, and this happens to coincide very neatly with where a inverse head and shoulder would also target out. Okay, now there's no guarantees in this space. We've already seen the break out of the cup and handle and out of the inverse head and shoulder neckline. This essentially would mean that the minimum expectations have already been met, right? We've already rallied quite a bit here, but there's still a little bit more to the upside. You can already see that we've taken out and just found a little brief resistance on that 1.618 fib extension level for Vechain. So we're still looking here to see whether we can rally on past. If we get past the 1.236, the 1.382 would be next, coming in at around 5.8 cent. So looking pretty good. Now, if we take a look at it just from our current structures right here with this current move, we can actually measure this retracement using the Fibonacci retracement tool as well. And this one actually shows us with our kind of first immediate kind of thoughts of next resistances being more in line right here between 5.027 and 5 0.271 cent. Okay, that little yellow box area. Okay, so for reference, guys, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already. This is a Vechain paired up with USDT on a 4-hour Binance chart. Okay, so we are using spot. We're not using like contracts or anything like that for the analysis here. And so what would we do next, right? We've seen this fantastic break to the upside on Vechain, and the question becomes, how do you trade it? What are we looking for? Well, we could be going long for this continued move to the upside, or we could potentially be going short, right? And the question becomes, which way do you lean? And for that, I think what we're going to look for is we're going to look for drawing a trend line on the chart here. And I'm going to draw this. Probably a good place to draw it will actually be on our cup and handle pattern, as you see here. Okay, as one kind of trend line just here. Okay, I'm going to also, I think, come out just a little ways. Let me see, where would be the obvious place to kind of put it? I wonder if from here it is going to be a good place to kind of be looking at that's our trend line. So I'm going to see if I can snap that to the wick right there. There we go. Okay, if I zoom out of this as well and I pull this across, here we can see our resistance coming in. That's probably a better one. Let me tidy out this chart, get the cup and handle off of here. Let me get rid of that, get rid of this. And all of a sudden you can see here that our resistance at the moment is likely to come in right here through this yellow box area. So I don't think going long right now would be the wisest move. I would probably be looking at going short from our yellow box area. We may wick a little bit higher and so forth. I put my stop loss probably at around the 5.4 cent area. Keep it as tight as I can whilst giving it a little bit of room to breathe, and then look to short down probably again towards 4 cent. Let me just see, would actually be a pretty reasonable area. Yeah, I think that would be a pretty reasonable area based on this little range that we had before, right inside here and to up here as well. I'm going to have to zoom in on this one to make sure I snap this to the right area. And if I pull this across, this would be the area of support that I would be looking for, right? This previous area of support turned into resistance, breakthrough, retest. So really, yeah, profit at around 3.8 to 3.9, but I would probably be a little bit conservative nonetheless. So a short position would be probably my preference here with a great risk reward ratio of around 5.05. And as I always say, guys, if I am to be leverage-based trading on a short position like this, I'm going to be trading on BitGet. BitGet is my go-to platform for leverage-based trading, and you can leverage trade Vechain directly on BitGet. So why not check that out? It's in the description down below. If you haven't yet got yourself a BitGet account, what are you waiting for? Check it out. It is a fantastic platform. It is so easy to use. Why not check it out? Link is in the description below. Okay, so some great potential here for a bit of a short before we reset and then launch up again, because I do still see us with this idea of a continued run to the upside. If I can talk today, I'm heading out more towards that kind of 7 cent, hopefully. But if we do completely break down and we lose this low area of support at the kind of 3.8 cent, then we'll continue to go down, and we've already kind of achieved our minimum expectations on this breakout, and we found that upper resistance on our trend line here. So a great short opportunity, I think, is in the making here for Vechain. Some great gains has been made so far, and we do know that some fantastic news occurring at the end of the month, all set up in Barcelona. So ultimately, I think we could be looking for a bit of a move to the downside, a bit of a short position, gearing ourselves up for what is to come in the next couple of weeks. Why don't you check out this video right here where JB is going through the latest Bitcoin analysis, and there's some interesting insights from JB.